Okay, let's take a look at this question here. We are asked to solve the equation, and then at the end it says find the product of the solutions. So what I want to first do is rewrite this as x minus 3 squared minus 5 times x minus 3 squared plus 4 equals 0. And so x minus 3 squared, x minus 3 squared. So the point of doing what I just did is so I can get x minus 3 squared together. So then I'm going to say let y equal x minus 3 squared, and I'm doing this so that I can now say y squared minus 5y plus 4 equals 0. So look at what I did here. I got it such that x minus 3 squared matches here. I replaced it with y, and I rewrote it as something that's very easy to factor. So what times what is 4, and when you add and subtract gives you negative 5. That's going to be negative 1 and negative 5. So this gives me y minus 1 equals 0, and then y minus 5 equals 0, hence y equals 1, and y equals 5. Now, we're not solving for y, we're solving for x minus 3 squared, so now I'm going to replace it with x minus 3 squared equals 1, and x minus 3 squared equals 5. So to finish it off, we take the square root of both of these, and we get x minus 3 equals plus or minus 1, and x minus 3 equals plus or minus square root 5. So when I finish this, x equals 3 plus or minus 1, and x equals plus or minus square root 5 plus 3. So this gets interesting because the answer is going to be x equals 4 or x equals 2. And over here, all I can say is x is equal to 3 plus or minus square root 5. Okay, so now, what are my final answers? Well, it says find the product of the solutions. So this is kind of strange. So the product of the solutions would be the multiplication of all of these. So 4 times 2 times 3 plus square root 5 times 3 minus square root 5. So I suppose that the reason we're doing this is, this gives me 8 times 3 plus square root 5 times 3 minus square root 5. But again, the reason I suppose that we're doing this is that 8 times 3 plus square root 5 and 3 times square root of 3 minus square root 5, this is going to become, this is the difference of squares. So I'm going to do this on a new page. I've run out of space here, so I have 8, 3 plus square root 5 times 3 minus square root 5. As I previously stated, this right here is the difference of squares. Whenever you notice we have 3 and 3, square root 5, square root 5, the signs are different. We have the difference of squares. So 3 squared is 9, square root of 5 squared is 5. We put a minus sign between them, and I'm left with 8 times 4, which is 32. So the product of my solutions is 32. My solutions are all of these. Again, remember, plus or minus means I actually have two solutions here. So hopefully that makes sense, and I'll see you in the next video.